Hello, testing, testing, testing. Testing, testing. I need to turn my input up a little bit. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing. All right, here we are. This seems pretty good. All right.
Hello.
Hello. How you doing? How you doing?
Are we live?
We're live to two viewers.
You love to see
We
it.
love to see it. How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Nice.
Do you know what I was in the middle of?
What were you in the middle of?
I was uh, I was thinking about how it would be fun to have Colossi be a web game, but I never wanted to actually spend the time to do it.
You were trying to
And
do
then
it
I
as
was
a
like,
social game.
no, no. But I was like, I mean, if I did it, it would be fun to make it as a Next.js app, but I don't even know where to start with that.
Mm-hmm.
Then I was like, oh, wait, this is the kind of thing that you could vibe code. Um, I think it's ultimately going to be way too complex to vibe code, but it's an interesting idea because I have like extensive documentation and all of the I have the rules.
You know, the AIs are good at Next.js.
Is that yeah? That's a
That's what they say.
there's enough psychos writing it. So I'm
enough,
just
enough
seeing now.
JavaScript crackheads out here. Okay,
Yeah,
so, um, client app.
client app.
So client app and okay, I guess for the people for Hayden Ellis is here. Hello, Hayden Ellis.
Ding dong.
Ding dong. So for the people, what are we doing?
What are we doing? How much do you want to zoom out, or do you want to just jump straight into the
No, let's
problem?
zoom out. Let's zoom out. Just one day someone might watch this as a video.
That's right. We're making an app for client management,
Mm-hmm.
and the we are an agency. We bill clients typically for days or hours. Um, we we need to plan when people are assigned to things. We need to record that people actually, people need a way to record what they actually worked. We need to confirm that those things lined up with what they were assigned. We then need to invoice the client for those days or hours, and we need to inform the client what happened, during that time, so that when they get invoiced, they can tie that to what work got done. And then there's a variety of other things that we would like to do from there. But yeah, it's supposed to be a super opinionated workflow for how we do client stuff right now.
Totally.
Yeah,
And
that's
right
the big.
now, so we have a section of the app which is like worked chunks. What do we call them? Timesheet entries.
Timesheet
So we
entries.
have a timesheet entries table. So it's a
Yeah.
table full of all of the timesheet entries. And it has some filters along the left side, and they're kind of broken, I think. Is the
Yeah,
story.
they work, and I think the way that you did them was like really interesting. And I didn't totally get it. It was like a little bit. I remember when it was like halfway finished, I looked at it and I was like, I don't totally get where this is going, and so I let it go.
Cool.
But the you built it in an interesting way. I noticed that if you apply some filters and then like I think that I must have written this down somewhere, but I think if you like apply date filters and then like change the client,
Mm-hmm.
it maybe removes those date filters.
Okay, great. Let's figure this out. So I'm going to start a new branch. Oh, wait, you're not seeing my screen. Only they are seeing my
I was about to pull up my own YouTube.
screen. There we go. Now you're also seeing my screen, right?
Yeah, I am.
Cool. So everyone's seeing my screen, which is great. Ooh, do you have a mouse? Does your mouse show up on YouTube? It looks like it shows up in Streamlabs, so it probably shows up on YouTube too.
All right.
Oh, and if you want to give me your face, I can put your face into the stream.
Well, I'm not sitting in my good chair. I guess I could move over to my good
You
chair.
don't, do your thing.
I don't look pretty right now.
Okay. We'll just, for the people, John's here. You're not allowed to see him. Okay, so I'm going to make a new branch. So GCO B, we're going to call this timesheet entry table filters.
Mhm.
Seems like a good name. All right. so I'm gonna pull down. Oh. Okay. Oh, of course I'm not pulling down. There's nothing to pull down. Let me just go back to main and make sure that we have the latest, and we do. Cool. All right, so let's take a look. So I guess I'll MFS. So this is interesting. I probably don't want to pull production data on stream.
Probably not. And we do not have like super thorough seeders.
Should we make some seeders? Or is this a waste of time?
That might be a good place to start.
Okay.
It might be a little bit. This might be a little bit of a yak shave.
Yeah, the people are here to watch us shave some yaks.
Because you will also need to we'll need to see data in an evented way.
Sure. That's true. Oh, also, did I tweet this? Like, since going live? I don't think I did. Let me do that real quick. There we go. Is this link good? Yes, this link is good. Okay, cool. So we're live working on some Livewire. What is it? Laravel Livewire? There we go. Boom. Bink. And I'll do the same thing over on Blue Sky. Oh, thanks. Hayden's all over it. He's tweeting for us.
bsky.app. Thank you, Hayden. I met Hayden at the conference after meeting him.
Actually, I don't.
Nice.
We are live working on some Livewire, not on Blue Sky.
Caleb thinks he's too good for it.
Yeah. Sweet. All right. We are just sharing the good news. Oh, look at you. You're doing the retweets. All right. Very good. Sorry. Marketing moment over. And we're back. Okay. So what am I seeing here in this database seeder? I'm seeing we do verbs commit immediately. We fire off a user created, an agency created, users joining the agency. Okay, this doesn't seem bad. So we're just creating some users and some agencies. So let's
Basically, the thing that we're missing is like, it's the thing that's annoying annoying to see. It is just like, you need a client, an engagement, assignments, and timesheet entries.
Right.
You got to go a few layers in.
Okay, so we make John at thunk.dev with password. All right, and we exist, so that's nice. So there are no clients, etc. Okay, well, I guess we could do that first, right? So I'm just gonna grab this whole thing and copy it out to a protected function create user and team. All right, and then we'll just return that. And then we'll just say What's up, Kyle? How we doing? You know what? I'm actually not going to key these just so I can deconstruct this because I'm a lazy guy. So then we'll say that. And then the thing we wanted to do next was create a client. And engagement. And so then we'll say client ID engagement ID is this. All right, so what are we doing here? So we have, what events do we have in our app? So for the user and the listener, this is Verbs, which is an event sourcing framework that we built and maintain along with Chris Morel. And so our whole app lives in these events. So this is like kind of everything you can do in the app.
I think there's literally nothing that's not evented.
Yes, this literally everything that happens in this app is an event, which is
all the way down to user created.
Okay, Aaron wants us to do something interesting fast. He's here. It's
too much pressure.
Yeah, to spite you, Aaron, we're gonna really slow it down. Okay, so we need to create a client and an engagement. So we have a client created event, which takes a client ID and a name and a submitted by. So I guess that's what we'll do first. So we'll say, all right, I'm just gonna make like a protected user ID, client ID, engagement ID. I need an agency ID too. And then for all of these, I can just do this. All right. Cool. And so then this will return all right. We're gonna fire off quick say something funny, he says. Ooh, we got a subscriber. That's cool. I didn't know that I had alerts for that.
You need something really obnoxious to play when that happens.
Well, it is sort of like a ring sound, so that's nice.
That's great.
Okay, so we need to fire off some events here. So at this point, we have a user ID, so we can fire a client created. And what do we know about client created? We know we need a client ID, which is null, so we need a name and a submitted by user ID. So we'll say name.
You also need an agency ID. You might see that I've tucked away a lot of those requirements into traits.
Oh, it has agency, I see.
Yeah.
Makes sense. So we'll say, oh, apparently you're really loud and I'm really quiet. Hang on, I can turn down.
That is.
I can turn down your volume. Say something again.
I think you might need to turn yourself up. This always happens on the podcast, is that you're really quiet.
Oh. Mine is just breaking into yellow. Yours was like deeply in the red. I think that's my problem, not yours, though.
Okay.
All right. The people can tell us if we're out of bounds here. Okay. So we're going to fire off a client created, and we're going to call it the client. Then we're going to say agency ID is this agency ID, and then we're going to say created by, what was it? Submitted by user ID. Submitted by user ID is going to be this user ID. All right. Okay, John, apparently you sound better now.
Okay.
Great news. So we're gonna have a client created. And we'll call this like client created, and then we'll say client ID equals client created client ID. So that property on that event, which is going to get auto instantiated by verbs, is going to be the client's ID. Then we want to create an engagement, which I assume is engagement created. Look at that. Has agency, has client, has a name, a submitted by user, and a start date. They're deciding whether or not to subscribe or whether it's worth seeing the animation in the chat. So go ahead, you risk it for the biscuit. You know, someone's gotta cause an animation around here.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. So we're gonna basically grab all of this stuff. Client ID, agency, submitted by user ID. So I need a start date, and that's gonna be, let's just say now. Sub days 4, and we'll give it an end date now. Add months 6. What else do we need? Start date, end date. Total budgeted hours is optional, right? Or show total budgeted hours is okay. That's optional. Yeah.
Yeah, you should ignore that.
Okay, cool. So then we'll call this engagement created. And we'll say that. Okay, cool. So now I'm just going to DD all these IDs here and just see if they work. All right, engagement created name. Oh, okay, cool. All right, look at that, and we got all 3. So now if I go back in here, I go to my engagements. No, I don't want to sign into Chrome. Chill. Clients. Okay, here's the client, and here's the engagement. Okay, they exist. Weak DTOs don't exist. So what do we have to do here to make our weeks happen?
Oh, you know what might be happening is that it might be worth looking at how we're doing this in the test suite,
Okay.
in the test case, because I believe that I believe I'm actually calling
Oh, I'm doing this engagement from template.
yeah, because what that does is the thing is, as a side effect of creating this engagement, we need to create all those weeks, so that the weeks exist for the duration of the engagement. And so I'm doing that all in this like engagement from template rather than just firing the event directly.
So what is engagement from template supposed to do?
If you look at it.
Okay, so sorry, I couldn't find it. That's what was going on. Engagement. Okay, so engagement from template creates an engagement.
Yep. And then we create the template week, which for the viewer is the concept of like, this is not a real week, but this is like the template week of what we imagine will be the normal assignment that will be copied over into future weeks. And then we figure out how long the engagement is going to be, basically, then like how many weeks it should last. And then we basically say, for each of those weeks, go create a week. And then, you know, assignments and hours worked all accumulate to those weeks, which have actual start dates and end dates.
Okay, cool. So what we probably should do in our seeder is the same thing we're doing in our test case. Then.
Yeah, sorry, I should have pointed you to that sooner.
Okay, cool. So this can be all this. So I don't know how much of this is the same, but at least it's something. And then this should be an engagement, probably. All right, so engagement from template. Let's see what this is. So it needs a client, an agency. That's annoying. I don't want to look those things up. But
I'm also very open to the idea that I should be doing this differently. It's just, it is how it is right now.
It's all good. Ooh, here's an idea. Wait, hang on. PHP 8.4 getters. We're gonna learn them. Okay, here we go. So
I haven't used these yet.
So get, I think it's just this. You just define it like a function. Yeah. Get, and then it's literally client find this client ID. So it's basically just like, you know, computed properties on your PHP objects.
Sick.
So then what is it's mad about? What exactly? Do I need to have a set? What are you mad about? Okay. That doesn't seem to do anything. Unexpected return. This should work. I'm on 8.4, right? I'm just going to MFS and see if it blows up and see if I get a better error. Am I not on 8.4? That might be what's happening. I'm on 8.3. There we go. Get hook of must not have a parameter list. Oh, right. It doesn't take these. Unknown named parameter client ID. Right, okay, so that's fine. So this works. I'm gonna reload workspace because I bet if I do that, it will stop yelling at me. Yep, it now understands what I was going for. No, it doesn't. IntelliFence. Interesting. I wonder if I go into sites here and go to like, what is this called? Client app. PHP version 8.4. That probably will do it. Boo, I hate you, dude. Why are you like this? Okay, well, it works, which is interesting. Okay, so then the thing that we were
Gives you
trying to
red
do down
squigglies
here.
for no reason.
Sorry?
It just gives you red squigglies for no
For
reason.
no reason. Yeah, it's, I mean, you know, this is, we're running Zed, which is running IntelliFence. It could be out of date and not support 8.4 yet for some reason. Database seeder. Okay, so then we're not calling verbs commit here. App model client null returned. Interesting. So I'm going to tell it that this is nullable, so it stops yelling at me. Unknown parameter client ID. Okay. Engagement from template. All right, so this is client. So it's going to be mad because the client's going to be null, I assume. So I wonder, DD client all. I wonder if we're even getting one. Yeah, we have one.
It's there.
It's there. And its ID is this. So let's also say client ID. Oh, hang on. It should be this client ID. Or, yeah. So that's gonna do it. That'll do it. Okay. So now we need the rest of these from template. So we have all of this shit needs to get passed in. So agency is going to be this agency. So then we'll do the same thing we do with client here. What? Yeah, what the hell? Cool. So then this should be this agency. User is going to be this user. Start date now. I'm going to say sub days 2. We're going to, yep, this is all good. I'm going to see if I can get the robot to do this for me. In database seeder, create a getter for user like we are doing for client and agency. Boom. I love it. So this is unexpected. Everything after this is unexpected. So that's annoying. We'll figure that out eventually. But carbon not found. Easy enough. Undefined variable client ID. All this doesn't need to return anything. And these can both be agency ID and this agency ID equals that. Sorry, mega yak shave we're on here.
Yeah.
Agency ID client created must be of int null given. Where's that? Well, what the hell, dude? Oh, and that's because of this. I'm setting it to nothing. All right, great. All our shit exists. So now if I go back to Chrome, oh, come on. Yeah, and that's referencing a client that no longer exists. All right, the client, the engagement. All right, here we go. Timesheet, I have a timesheet. Great, this is good.
All right.
So we want to create a bunch of timesheet entries, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. So protected function create timesheet entries for user, and this is going to take a user ID, engagement ID. That should be enough. And then, all right. So I want to know like what days. I want like a bunch of work days that are in this engagement.
Yeah.
How am I going to find those?
I think you should be able to. I mean, you could derive it pretty easily by just looking at like the start date of the engagement, and just be like, for each day, from the beginning of the engagement until now, add a timesheet entry. There are some helpers that I think like you can do. There's some helpers that'll be nice, which is let's see. I think on engagement. Sorry, I'm pulling it up locally on my side.
So you get a carbon period. What is a carbon period? Can you like iterate on a carbon period?
There is, for what it's worth, there's a like get current week attribute on the engagement, which is helpful because you're going to need that week ID, which is kind of annoying. And then there is also, yeah, um, assigned worker week for date.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
so
Yeah.
look, it looks like you can say for each period as date.
Oh, that's nice.
Here, I think this is what I want. So like carbon period is, okay, so let me just get the engagement. Engagement equals create so it's engagement start date and engagement end date, right?
Yep. And if I don't know, yeah, you created one.
All right, let's just see what the hell that even is. Carbon period not found, right. All right, we're getting a carbon period and all right, this should be iterable. So I'm just gonna say like for each all right, and look at all these days.
Beautiful. So in that loop, let's see, you are able to. So the thing is, when you create the timesheet entry, you're going to need to know the week ID as well as like the assigned worker week.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so there is a helper on engagement
Mm-hmm.
for assigned worker week for date, where you can pass in a date, a user, and a role, and it'll return that stuff for you.
Okay, so week equals engagement colon assigned. Oh, sorry. Assigned worker week
For
date.
date, you pass in date, user, role.
So you have to get their role off of here, huh?
Yeah, did you assign? I might have missed this, but did you assign
I
them
don't
to?
think I assigned them, no. So I
Okay,
probably
so
need to do that, right?
yeah, and also that means a role has to exist.
So role. Role added to engagement.
And I would do the just the function engagement at role, um, because again,
Sorry, say that one more time.
it's actually okay if you don't. No, no, it's okay if you just do role added to engagement.
Okay. It needs a name and a rate in cents. Name is senior developer. Rate in cents. is, let's say 100, so 10,000. Is there like a frequency here? Unit day, okay. Unit hour, I assume, is the other option. So, you know what? This is not a senior developer rate. Let's not do any false advertising here. All right. So let's just DD role ID. Well, and more importantly, well, doesn't matter. And let's see if I can get a role from this.
Uh-huh. So that gets you.
Oh, look at all these people showing up. We got a Will King and a Josh Manders in chat.
Ding dong.
Ding dong.
Fear not, the Livewire will commence very briefly,
Yeah,
very shortly.
literally any hour now we'll be doing Livewire. Role add to agency ID. Role add to engagement agency ID. Okay, did I not? Okay, I didn't pass in an agency ID. Can't type.
Too much pressure with all this growing audience.
Yeah.
Client ID.
Ugh.
Yeah, you really theoretically don't need all this. I just kind of pass it in everywhere. It's capitalized in my bad.
Kill me, dude.
Folks, that's on me.
Magic strings. We gotta use enums. All right. All right, cool. That is sick. People are saying just wait until John talks. He's better now, but at first he was way louder. They're still obsessed with ancient history when you were really loud, John. You'll never live this down.
No, you should hear how quietly I'm talking too.
Role equals role. Find role ID. User equals user. Okay, we have this user, so we don't need that. Oh, look at that. I put my keyboard into gaming mode accidentally. No assigned worker week found for date and user and role. Well then. Role, it's because I have a role, but I didn't assign any users to it.
That's correct. That's a good error.
Yep. User assigned to role. Now this should be all I'm required to pass, right?
Well, but here's the thing. This is where assign. Hold on. Let me look at how I'm doing this test case. Because you should be good to do role
assign user to engagement.
Assign user to role.
Role assign user to. Oh, I see. Look at that.
Because we need to go create a bunch of assignments and things based on the fact that you're doing that. You know what I mean? And for the user, what's happening under the hood here when we call this is when you assign you may remember earlier, we created a template week to say basically like, okay, during this engagement, you're going to work, a normal week is that you're going to work 16 hours a week for this client. When you assign the user to the role, we don't just create like a relationship between a user and role. We also, what's happening there? We also need to go create assignments for all future weeks. So basically for the duration of the engagement, create an assignment each week for that user.
Assigned past tense.
Oh God, that is,
Yeah,
that's just bad.
it's a little odd.
I apologize.
Okay, no, you're forgiven. Okay, great. So then I just want to say days equals week here, even though that's crazy. And see if I am able to see the weeks. What is this? Oh, days equals week. That's not what I wanted. Days bracket equals week. Okay, what am I DDing here? Oh. We could talk about state, Ryan, but this is like we're already like pretty gnarly here, so we don't have like a very clean example. DD days. I just want to see what the hell I'm creating here. All right, and we have a bunch of assigned worker weeks. Great. That's what I was hoping I was creating. Okay, so now I want to create a timesheet entry for each of these things, right? And database or test case, we must be doing this, right? Record timesheet entry. Look at that. And it's literally just this. Okay. Call this AWW. User is going to be this user. Engagement is going to be this engagement. Role is role. Date is going to be day. Hours is like a number of hours. All right, I'm just going to say hours equals rand 1 to 8, some number of hours. Okay, and then notes is going to just be empty. All right, let's do it. And then I guess we need to verbs commit at the end here. Timesheet entry recorded. That's because I didn't import it. One of the great problems with Zed is that IntelliFence doesn't let you import something that's already imported. All right, engagement is actually this, not this engagement. Okay, it's taking a long time, which makes me think it's working.
Yeah, this is a me problem, is that the seeders take way too long.
Yeah, we can look at this sometime, but I would love to bounce back and forth between like real world and event world a little bit less here.
Yeah.
But that's fine.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Don't worry about. Okay. Dude, I swear to God, if you make me type my password here, it's faster to type your email and the word password than it is to type my password to get access to that saved password. All right, timesheet. Interesting.
Yeah, that was the grayed out ones were the ones back before the actual thing began. You're creating one timesheet entry per week,
Per
which is
week.
kind of funny. Yeah.
That is funny. I don't know how I'm doing that, but
Well, because I think you were just looping through the assigned weeks and saying, go make a timesheet entry.
oh, interesting.
So you just did it on the Monday of every week. But either in any
That's
case,
fine.
the actual problem we want to solve is we're still fine. So you got to create invoice.
Yep. And then here's all these times.
Now we're in Livewire land.
Okay,
It only took
yay.
us 51 minutes.
You know what? Here, I'm just gonna get stage A, get commit dash M, make decent but bad cedar. All right, there we go. We did it. So now we are here, and the filters that don't work are. It's annoying that we only have one of everything.
Well, hold up. Why do these all have the same date? Something is bad.
Mm.
Something went badly.
Oh, I see. When I'm seeding, I am creating one for every day, but I'm setting the date to Monday.
Which
You see,
should
for every week, I do have 7
which
entries.
we should have validation that that's not a thing.
Yeah, how am I doing? Well, no. Timesheet entry recorded.
I thought there was validation on this event that said you can't do that.
Timesheet entry.
Yeah, look at that. Could it
Wait a
be that
second.
it's
These shouldn't. These shouldn't be the same dates. You know?
Well, we have two problems. One is that validation didn't stop this from happening, and the second is that the cedar is not working as expected. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's go look at our database and see what's going on here.
All right. This is turning into a verb screencast.
Yeah, who knew? Okay, here we are. So all right, this is just absolutely the wrong database. What even is my database? I am on Postgres. Oh God, here we go.
Here we go. Is Aaron still here?
Aaron. Okay, cool. Here we are. And verb events, engage, or timesheet entry created. Okay, what the hell's going on with these? So if I look at this, what do I see? I see date 119.00000. Also 119.000. So I am passing the same date into multiple in a row. One, two, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Yeah, so every 7 days the date changes.
Okay.
So that's crazy. It definitely should be catching that.
I think I'm wondering if in my validation, I've made this mistake so many times where I'm like comparing like a date string to a date object or something, you know?
Yeah. Date equals date.
I suppose you could just DD and see what those two things are.
Is this the same?
Hmm?
Is this the same piece of validation? Yeah, you're just validating it twice.
Did I just add? Man, moving too fast.
All right. Okay, let's see if we can get this to blow up. Does your washing? Oh, you don't have a washing machine. You live in New York. You do have a washing machine.
I do have a washing machine.
Does it make a little song when it finishes?
Oh yeah.
Mine too, and it's going off right now. Yep, same song.
It's like it's always about 20 seconds longer than I think it's gonna be.
Yeah, it's like dude, they are really going on and on with this song.
Yeah, I'm glad it resolves.
At the end.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. What am I doing? Oh yeah, I was gonna see if I could get this to fail. So I'm just gonna MFS again and see if it'll blow up. Okay, haha. So there we go. So we were checking the equality of two objects that were apparently not equal. But if we just cast them to datetime strings.
Yeah. I have made that mistake many times. Is there a best practice there for the user and the listener? I like often run into that where I'm like comparing two dates and like I haven't forgotten that I've casted them. Should I just always like carbon parse before?
You can do this actually. Equals.
Hmm.
There's like a carbon checker. I'm pretty sure. Let's go read the carbon docs. Yo, the carbon docs website is an absolute travesty.
I took a screenshot of it in my LetterCon talk.
Oh, did you? Oh, yeah, you did. Or God forbid, read the docs.
Yeah.
Yeah. This should do it. Okay, let's try that again. See if we can get it to fail. Yep. All right, great. So it still fails. Wait. Wait, what are we? Okay, we're filtering by. Oh man, I misunderstood this. Okay. Filter. Here we go. This. That makes it way easier to understand. Okay, I now understand what the hell's going on here. Okay, so that's fine. Now why these days, unless I'm silly, which I might be, should be not the same 7 times in a row. And they aren't. So it wants, this doesn't need to be 2 date string. This can just be the carbon object, I guess. Okay, what the hell's going on here? So I'm concerned that maybe we are like, you know how carbon objects are mutable and it's stupid.
Yep.
Like, is there a world where we are like somehow caching this thing between for each loops or something? That would be
Oh yeah, are you doing the day to date? I think you might want to do day copy or period.
well. Look, the
Um,
first. Okay, that's interesting. So the first time I got 2 days. Now I'm getting 3 days.
Carbon, what are you doing? What are you
What's
doing to us,
going
Carbon?
on here? Um, I'm just gonna say good day equals day copy, and then we're gonna use good day for everything. Um, that's certainly not gonna matter, but and we get 3 of them again. What the hell is going on, dude? Okay, I'm gonna not do this anymore, and I'm just gonna dump them and see if I see any duplicates or something. All right, you psycho. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, what the hell then, man? Um. Okay, then we're gonna do this. We're gonna try. Hello. We're gonna try catch event not valid. And upon catching, we're going to I just want to see the state, which is the roll state. Roll state load roll ID. Okay, if we blow up, I just want to see the timesheet entries. All right, and what do we got here? We got an array of 2 things. The 28th. Seven 28, 8, 4. What? Um, Carbon immutable app service provider. Where does that happen? Immutable dates in Laravel. Where is this setting? Here we go. This looks like it. Date use carbon immutable class. Okay. And that is probably in Bootstrap app here. Ryan, am I missing something here other than this? I'm gonna fucking lose my mind, dude.
This is yeah. This is also not necessary to get to the Livewire situation we want to get to. If you want to solve
Yeah,
this.
you're right. You're right. You're right. Let's just solve this another time. Okay, so everything's messed up. I guess I can. I'll leave this how it is, and then inside here, I will comment out this assertion, and because rather than changing the assertion back to being fake, this assertion breaks the seeders. Fix the seeders. The assertion is good.
It's
A lot of dates. Oy, 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 oy. How you
oh,
doing?
I have something slightly annoying too,
Oh, cool.
which is that it's not that bad for us to test the bug. The thing that you're fixing, I think we need timesheet entries for multiple, ideally for multiple clients and multiple users
Sick.
and multiple roles.
All right, cool.
That should be relatively easy now.
Yes. So, oh no. It's actually not easy because of the way that this is.
Mm.
This is insane. Okay. Hold up. Oh my god. Okay. So the reason that this is hard is because I set these stupid things to object properties.
Right.
The reason I set them to object properties is because I didn't want to be like looking shit up from the database constantly. How will I get around this? Okay. Here. You know what? I'm gonna let the robot do this so I don't have to do it. In database seeder, I have decided that storing all the stuff on the object properties was a mistake, and I want to pass it into all of the protected methods. This way I can create multiple clients, engagements, etc. Also, break the user creation stuff out of the agency creation stuff. All right, let's see if it's able to parse that absolute nonsense prompt.
Zed. You ever find that Zed is a little... Oh, I guess you do that prompt injection stuff. I find Zed to be a little bit more proactive than I want it to be.
Yeah, no, you're right.
And it'll start like even like committing shit. And I'm like, hey, 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 I didn't agree to this solution yet.
Yeah, I'm pretty Wait, who did work? Ryan, is it Ryan Hefner who did Work OS? Are you the guy in here? Or not Work OS? Agent OS? this is not it. I thought it was. Oh no, it was Brian Castle who did this. Brian Castle's thing is Agent OS. Give me the link, bro. Here we go. I gotta start playing with this. Have you seen this?
No.
So basically, it's like it sets up 3 layers of context. So it's like specs for the product, or specs for features, and then like overall product definition stuff, and then like general coding standard rules. And so you can just put stuff in here like always run the tests, like use these docs for things, whatever.
Interesting.
Yeah, Ryan knows. It was Brian Castle. He's ahead of me. And then you've got like product stuff, like what is the product, what does it do, etc. And then you've got like feature specs. It's pretty cool.
It's
I'm
neat.
gonna play with this. So you can say at plan product, at create specs, at execute tasks. Okay, sorry. That is neither here nor there. Cool. What have we done here?
Oh boy. Quite something.
I'm just gonna. I'm accept alling. I'm vibe coding. Okay, so create users. I don't know about create users. Okay, let's create one user at a time and add them to. Okay.
Yeah, one thing that is I find really tricky, sometimes working with the agents on verb stuff, that you want to be like do things the verb's way, because it'll start doing just like user : create, and it's like it's actually important that you not do that.
So interestingly, the Laravel boost stuff that Ashley Hindle was talking about at Laracon is like an MCP for Laravel, and it includes like an extension thing where packages can register their own documentation.
Oh, cool.
To it. So I think part of the big verbs doc rewrite is making like AI native docs.
That's
that
cool.
Provide like examples and stuff for the AIs. Verbs MCP soon, Ryan. Very soon.
That will go a long way for adoption.
Yeah.
Honest.
Then we get to, make a cool blog post about like, hey, we created an MCP for verbs.
Yeah, that's really neat.
And then we get to be cool kids. So I don't know if this actually works, so let's just run it and see if it works.
Start date.
Run MFS until you p clear. I tell it this about running the tests all the time, and it seems to work. No, it doesn't work. Run migrate fresh seed.
I do not pee.
It works. The agent does not pee. The agent is dry. All right. I'm gonna leave you and Claude to sit with this while I go get myself a seltzer.
I love it. Well, folks, it seems like I finally have full control of Daniel's stream. I'd just like to say hello, good evening. Hope you're having a swell time. I can't see chat. But I could take over here, couldn't I? Do. MFS. Oh no, what am I doing? That's not the terminal. Oh, it is. Wait, what the? I thought this was it. How does that work?
I'm back.
I just wasn't thinking, and I typed MFS into the agent like dialogue, and then I was like, oh, LOL, that's not the terminal, and then it started running anyways.
Oh yeah, I've done that before.
That's fun. Did you teach it that typing MFS into here you should just throw it into the terminal?
No, probably because I clarified what I meant by MFS. It just guessed.
That's funny.
Hey, look at this. We got checkmark consistent successful runs. No more random failures.
We
It's
love to
ready
see
for
that.
it thinks it's ready for production use, John.
Oh, whip it in, baby.
You want to use these seeders in production, buddy?
Yeah, tell it to go ahead and migrate fresh in production.
Yeah.
I don't see a problem with
Yeah,
that.
seems safe. Well, that's interesting. Oh, there we go. We're in. Okay, we got a bunch of days. We only have one client, though. Oh, we're right. Hang on. Oh, I might have only created one client. Here we go. Create agency, add users to agency, create client and engagement. Okay. So in create client and engagement, all right, that's cool. And then we'll call this Google, Yahoo, and Bing. And we'll call it Google Maps, Yahoo Games, and github.com.au. Rewrite. All right, this seems good.
Yahoo Games, they got a great way to play pool.
Sure. Oh, dude, I miss Yahoo games so much.
It's a very weird experience as a kid because when you're in Yahoo games the whole time, you are also by default in a chat room with whoever
With
you're playing.
adults, yeah.
And as like literally like a 12-year-old, I was in there just like talking shit with a bunch of adults,
Yeah.
which is like a pretty sketchy
You
situation.
know, honestly, the first online poker I ever played in my life was Yahoo Games as like an 11-year-old.
Yeah.
And I was crushing.
I wonder if they ever gotten in any legal trouble or anything.
No, that was back before people got mad about gambling that wasn't gambling.
Sorry, I mean for having 12-year-olds talking to adults in
Oh, I'm sure someone got in trouble. Maybe the 12-year-olds.
yeah. It couldn't have been their fault.
Yeah. You know, big downside. Yahoo definitely comes before Bing, Ryan. Big downside of the household today, no seltzers.
That's tough.
Mm-hmm. So I'm taking the big L and drinking out of a giant water bottle, like a gym bro.
You got to get a soda stream.
Would you believe, John, that I had a soda stream?
I would believe that you had one, didn't use it very much, never got refills for your carbon dioxide, and then that was that.
And then I gave it to someone.
Yeah.
Actually, I didn't even use up the first carbon dioxide.
Yeah.
I just said, I'm never using this, and it takes up valuable counter real estate. So, would you like
Yeah.
to own this?
I have now gone through dozens and dozens of carbon dioxide tubes.
Man, you ever think about your carbon footprint?
Well, I'm not getting a bunch of LaCroix shipped to my house.
Yeah. No, fair enough. And how often are you getting Skittles delivered to your house between 2 and 4 in the morning?
You know, Merlin Mann said something the other day. He said that the thing that troubles me is that it was worth $20 for me to order that, and it was worth $20 to him to deliver it.
Right. Yeah. That is troubling. Oh man. Yeah, that's very troubling. Some some comedian recently was talking about how DoorDash is creating a caste system in America.
Yeah,
I was like,
uh,
ooh.
yeah.
All right.
That's Tim Dillon. He was talking about the the Untouchables.
The Untouchables, yeah. All right. This is why I don't use Chrome, dude. It's literally unusable.
Hmm.
I only use it for things where I like don't want to be logged into my main accounts in case you know, a live photo happens or something.
OPSEC.
OPSEC. Um okay, so what am I trying to do here?
Okay. So I have run into several weird issues. You might just want to kind of QA for yourself here. So we have different clients, we have different workers, we have different whatever. So if you select, like for example, well, okay, so for starters, the client is selected, but when you load the page, it looks like nothing is selected.
Okay.
That's
That out.
problem number one.
What is this called? Timesheet entry.
Entries table, I believe, is the component.
All right, cool. Let me just whip this where we currently are. Okay, selected client ID. So in the render method, I'm just gonna dump that. And then let's just turn on our herd dumps and see what happens. Oh, well, it didn't go to herd, I'll tell you that much.
Brother, we're talking in public. I'm not going here.
No, I'm not trying to slander the tooling. Okay, so there is something selected. Now, what is going on in here? Oh, would you believe that this is a string snowflakes issue? Would that shock you to learn?
Oh yeah, that's one of our primary issues.
One of our classic.
So for context, viewers, snowflakes are like what, like 1 digit longer than the maximum integer size in JavaScript.
Correct.
And so, and up until this point, snowflakes have been, oh, hey, Chris.
Oh, there he is. There he is.
Up until this point, snowflakes have been the default ID for verbs. And this has caused many, many, many a headache. And because you pass them into JavaScript land and they get truncated and they look like a really long integer, but in fact are a slightly different integer. And so now, before verbs 1.0,
I don't even
Chris,
know what that is.
yeah, sorry, I've never even heard of verbs 1.0.
Um,
Moving the default IDs to UUIDs, that this is not such an annoying thing, I think, as far as I understand.
yeah. This is also like the thing that Chris hates the most in the universe.
I'll tell you, I have probably a dozen times or more uh, been in a situation where I'm like looking at an integer and I'm like, oh my God, why did the ID of this thing change? And then I remember Snowflakes in JavaScript land.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite Christmas movies.
Yeah. Babes in Toyland.
Snowflakes in
It's
JavaScript land is also one of my favorite anti-SJW lyrical podcasts.
Snowflakes in JavaScript. Yeah, you know, this woke society has gone too far. Okay. So snowflakes.
I'm dishing out gold over here. This should be the podcast.
Yeah, honestly. Someone clip this. Chat, clip this. Okay. So what the hell were we doing? Okay. Right. So I'm back. I know who I am now. So we have this snowflake here that ends in 2448. And it's here, 2448. This thing's not selected. So I think zero value. Sorry, this is JavaScript. What is value of? Okay, cool. Sick. All right, and then if I change it, does it get a value, I wonder? Like if I boop. And now, see, now it's become a string here. So the issue is going to be okay, look at that. See? When I cast the thing to a string, it's gone. Okay, actually, so it wasn't actually like a 64-bit problem. It was just comparing an integer to a string problem.
Right. Which is a side effect of the fact that we are, in many places, converting them to strings.
Yes.
Okay, that was problem number one.
Okay, problem
Now,
number one solved.
problem number two is apply a date range and then change the like workers or change the agency or change something else.
I need to get some more workers in here.
Okay.
Because I only have one worker. So back in our seeder,
That's how a lot of labor unions started. Some guy saying something like that.
Right. And just to be accurate, I'm not going to do any work. It's all you and Jacob. All right, let's just let the seeders roll.
Chris said, I created a snowflake alternative called UUID7.
Yeah, Chris is full of zingers. Known zinger artist, Chris Burrell. Chris, are you still in Colorado? Have you come home yet? Have you returned to the great state of, or sorry, the Commonwealth?
It's a Commonwealth?
Oh yeah, it's a Commonwealth.
Huh.
You know, I'm going to be honest. I don't know what a Commonwealth is.
Brother, I just exclaimed it like I had context for what that means.
Well, I think Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, and Virginia are all Commonwealths.
And then the next one's Colorado?
No, Colorado's a state.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were saying Colorado was a Commonwealth.
No, I was just asking Chris whether he had returned to the Commonwealth.
It's got to be something with British common law, right?
Yeah. It's like the wealth is common to all of us.
Wouldn't that be something? You know, the
I feel like you could do some real admiralty law with that.
admiralty law.
Yeah, like a sovereign citizen. If a sovereign citizen got a hold of the word Commonwealth, I think they could do some good work. Chris, what's a Commonwealth? Commonwealth has two main which traditional English term for a political community founded on common good. A voluntary association. Commonwealth versus state. There's no legal or practical difference. All right, well, then get out of here. Pennsylvania, Kentucky. Oh, Kentucky is a Commonwealth. I didn't know
Oh,
that.
yeah. I remember that.
Well, you know, I think we should leave it up to the Commonwealths.
Mm-hmm.
How is this cedar still running? I guess because I quadrupled the amount of work it was doing.
You know, states' rights are always my answer for the old, what's your most conservative and most progressive opinion?
Oh, it's just one answer?
No. Now, that would be an interesting question. Name a single view which is simultaneously your most progressive and most conservative. No. That's my most conservative opinion.
Just the word, the phrase states' rights.
States' rights. States' rights are good.
I like them.
You know, I asked that question to a libertarian the other day. You know what he told me? You know what he said?
What'd they say? He
said my most progressive opinion is radically, completely open borders.
Mm-hmm.
I said that's not the answer I expected.
Mm-hmm. It makes sense if you're a real libertarian,
right? I just hadn't really considered it.
Yep. Yup. All right. All right, here we go. We've got multiple workers now. Okay, so you want a date range. And then after applying the date range, you want to filter by workers?
Yeah. And now change client. Wipes the date range.
Okay. So client is sort of like a primary filter and it doesn't respect the other filters.
Yeah.
So just whatever I happen to do, if I change the client, it's all going to get wiped out.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. All right, let's take a look. All right. change client, selected client ID. Update selected client ID is calling initialize filters.
Well, there you go.
Okay, I think I know why we're doing this. I think imagine a world where you have like filtered by worker,
Mm-hmm.
and then you switch to a client where that worker has no timesheet entries.
Uh-huh.
You would see an empty list,
Okay.
but that worker wouldn't show up in the sidebar because we only show like there's actually no way to show this because both workers are on all three clients. But if Jacob didn't have any hours on Yahoo, when I changed to Yahoo, he would be removed from the role here, right? Oh, wow, this is exciting.
Yeah, I think fiddle around with it a little bit. There's several things that are not happy here.
Okay, so let's think about what should happen here, right?
Yeah. So you were kind of the thing you were getting at, I think, is that actually wiping the date range and the workers is expected behavior because otherwise we could show a weird empty state.
It was a compromise, right? It was a like, let's make this work for now decision.
Yeah.
So let's think about what the best behavior would be, and then let's see if we can get back to like a simple solution.
Okay.
So let's just imagine like there's 3 clients. I'm actually just going to do this. There's while we're talking about it. So John and Jacob, then we'll say Daniel and Jacob, then we'll say John and Daniel. Right? So this way we've got like overlap where every person is on 2 projects, every project has 2 people. So say I have Daniel only selected, and then I switch to a project where Daniel doesn't exist, right? Yeah. Not thinking about the results that we're showing, just thinking about the filters. We would want Daniel to be removed from the checkbox list.
Yeah.
Right? And that way we don't show the option to filter by someone who's not even on this engagement. Right? But if we have multiple engagements, we would show Daniel. And so the solution or the thing we're solving for by like reinitializing the filters is basically saying, hey, let's like clear all of the selected filters.
Yep.
Because what filters are even available to select may have changed.
Yeah. Part of me though is like, is that a big problem? Because like if I switch over to a client and you were previously selected, and now you like should no longer be selected or whatever, won't like we just won't show anything, right? Or like if I don't know, it's like it's a filter that's like not effectively not doing anything anymore. I don't know. Maybe
because our filters are exclusive, right? So we're now only showing things. We're now only showing timesheet entries by me because I'm selected. And you can't even see that I'm selected because I'm not in the list.
Right.
So it's
Okay.
like kind of a nonsense state.
Okay.
So what do you think? How do you think those should behave? What's a good website to like look at filters?
Amazon's got a lot.
Amazon's got a lot of filters. I always liked Zappos too.
Oh yeah, Zappos has a lot of filters. Oh yeah, we used to look at that when we were doing your store, didn't we?
I think so. Whoa, does Zappos not work? No, it does. It's because I clicked an ad and I have ad blocking. All right, men's bags. Look at all these men's bags. Okay. So, brand, Adidas, price, 50 and under. All right, now what's a brand that's not going to have anything under 50? Nike? They've got it. LL Bean has, damn, everything has, okay, Melon only has one thing and it's under 50. Bagolini has one thing and it's under 50. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills right now. Dude, where are the things that are not 50 and under? Like, someone must have... We have all these brands with one item, but they're all less than $50? Oh, 68. Bed stew. Okay, here we go. So if I say $50 and under items, right? And then I say... Okay, so here we go. $50 and under. So if I have bed stew and Adidas selected, then I select $50 and under. Now bed stew is gone from this list. And then if I uncheck $50 and under, it's back. So it was checked the whole time.
Did they just hid it from you?
They just hid it from me here. But I can see it here. You see?
Uh-huh.
Bed stew? Is it bed sty? Is it
What are you looking at?
bed stew? The fuck is bed stew? This is stupid. It also looks old. It's like an old messed up wallet. It's kind of cool though.
I think that's a choice.
Yeah, that's just an interesting play. All right. Okay. So it's interesting. Okay, so then what if I Okay, there we go. So if I remove Adidas, then I end up in an empty state. Yeah. So, do we need like a selections thing like this? I guess is the question.
Oh, to show you your currently applied filters.
And that way you could like clear them.
It might be nice. We also are probably right on the cusp of doing this in other places, like the invoices page. And so it could be nice to like figure out the pattern.
For filters, yeah.
Have you done a big filter thing with Flux components yet?
Um, sort of. Timesheet entries table. So when we do filters, where's our query? Timesheet entry query. Okay. So this is our big named query that we're using to filter everything.
Big named query.
Big named query.
Yeah, and this is the part, honestly, for the streaming that I was like, this is the most interesting thing because I have not looked closely at how you're doing this. I thought this was kind of interesting to dive into.
Okay, cool. Let's talk about it from top to bottom and then see if I can find anywhere I'm being stupid here. I'm gonna put away the terminal because it's distracting. All right. Let's just come right on over here and read some code. So,
And also, I mean, I don't know how interesting it is to go deep here, but I am curious also just like what led you to the decision of like, okay, we've got a big Livewire component, which is a big table, a big filterable table of components, and you decided you wanted to put the query into this separate place. Like, I'm just kind of interested to hear your train of thought.
sure.
There.
So generally speaking, whenever I have like a big table that's like a query of some model, and then I'm just going to have like a bunch of things narrowing that query down.
Mhm.
I prefer to like pull that out into its own query builder.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't really want to clutter up my model with all of these scopes.
Mm-hmm.
But B, it lets me do things like store a set of filters at the top or store some metadata about like this might become searchable at some point, right?
Mm.
And then we would add a public string search
Yep.
here, right? And then we can basically, we have like a results, I think, on here. Let me see. Yeah, results, which actually like executes the query, right? And so apply filters here, like breaks up the filters, sticks it on here, right? And so then like with search, this search or whatever, right?
Yep.
Like this kind of just gives us a way to like have an object which all it takes is like an array of filters and a search, and then it takes care of like building up the query from there. Right?
Yep. That makes sense.
And this is not the responsibility of Livewire, right?
Right.
Livewire just cares about rendering the thing. And it's not really the responsibility of the model, although like you could put this all on the model. I think it's just much cleaner to just stick it in its own class, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then you can also test this, right?
Right.
Like you
Right.
can just like feed the thing filters and a search, and then assert that you see the right things.
Okay. Yep.
Which I guess is kind of what we want to do.
Yeah, and we kind of beat it up with a bunch of different cases in the test.
Do we not even have a test for this?
No.
I might have just written it without a test.
I think you vibe coded this one day.
Okay, great. Let's write a test.
Let's write a test.
So let's go look at our test folder. Feature, new folder, timesheet, entries, new file, timesheet, entries, query test. All right. Cool. So it before each verbs come in immediately. Create user, create agency, create client, create engagement, create role. Assign user to engagement. Assigned worker week is this. Assigned week is this. This John refresh. This acting as John. All right. I don't know that I need acting as John, but whatever. Okay, so if I call create client, what am I doing?
Creates a client and it also sets this client.
It says this international.
Right, this international. Yeah.
So I can't do it twice then, huh?
You could do it. It would create two clients. It just wouldn't. The first one would not be like named. No, you know what I mean. It will create two, but
okay. Create agency. Let's say create client. I'll say this internachi, and then this glitch secure. Create engagement. line 16 international spelling. Thank you. Got the chat is helping. All right, junior dev, assign user to engagement. So I guess I got to do this for each engagement. So I want to create a couple users. I guess we don't need to pass anything to you. You're fine. And then, sorry, what does this John? Okay, cool. So you're already setting up as John. So this is Jacob. Jacob at thunk.dev. And then Daniel at thunk.dev. All right. So then we're going to create the agency. We'll just do that up here since you're already set up. Then we will assign user to engagement. Senior 1 and junior 1. And then this is senior 2 and junior 2. User engagement role. All right. So this is a very slow test because we're doing so much nonsense here. All right, no assigned worker week found for date and user and role.
You assign them.
Oh, the days are wrong. Record timesheet entry date. Daniel, product manager. Well, that makes sense. That's explicitly not what we're trying to do. We're seeding, Josh. No, for date and data. International ongoing. Product manager. Okay, that shouldn't be getting seeded. Is this stuff crazy? Daniel Senior Dev glitch ongoing 1. $728. How many days ago was that? 6 days ago? Do these need end dates also?
They don't have to. Oh, they're not required.
What's going on here, man? This is crazy. Daniel rolls where engagement ID. This glitch engagement ID one of her. Yup. User date, hours, role, engagement, notes. Oh. Date, hours, role, engagement, notes. Okay, this is right. So this is 5 days ago. So it's this one. Daniel, glitch engagement 1. Daniel, glitch engagement 1. I'm assigned. Am I missing something here?
Except the way I lost the plot a little bit.
I think it's the this international engagement's getting reset and fucking us.
Mm.
I'm not positive, but I'm pretty confused. Okay. I think are you doing this anywhere else where you're creating like a bunch of timesheet entries and running a test?
Trying to think of what other tests. Let me glance on my side at what the test suite.
Because I don't want to like refactor the test case because it's going to break every test.
Right.
You know.
In the in the invoice, look at the invoice test. I mean, I'm not doing it for multiple engagements, but like I do create a buttload of timesheet entries down here.
Okay. Do you have anywhere where you're creating multiple engagements?
Maybe not. Timesheet entry page test. No, this is just one engagement. I guess one thing I could do is assignment test, but I don't know that I'm actually, or like the client relationship overview test, but I don't know that I'm actually creating a bunch of timesheet entries based on those.
This one?
I just was noticing that. Oh shit. Never mind. I take it back. I didn't realize those were all separate tests. I thought I was creating many engagements in one. Yeah.
Okay. It looks like you're using. I'm just gonna search for create engagement and see if you're actually using this. It looks like in most cases, okay, there are these cases where I assume you're using the this InterNACHI engagement.
Hmm.
Like,
But yeah, you don't necessarily need to, because I think it returns.
yeah, I just want to remove that.
Oh, sure.
I want it to stop setting that, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So
I
I'm
mean,
trying to see
you
if you're
could just
using it.
also like not use that helper in this test.
Yeah, I just need to like, I basically want everything it does.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess.
Can't you just create the first engagement and then go like after you set it all up, just do like whatever, engagement one equal, like you could do something like that. And then that way you can just like have them in memory over here rather than depending on this InterNACHI.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm doing that.
Oh,
Um, so I'm already telling like assigning it to this because it does get returned, right? Um, my concern is that I think like I'm just gonna like remove this completely, right? My concern is that I'm worried that one of these things, because like a lot of these things have like a default. If you don't pass something in, then it uses this InterNACHI engagement or whatever.
hmm.
And so I'm like, if am I like by not passing something in, accidentally using some other thing I didn't know I was using, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. That's the thing that is concerning me. Glitch ongoing one. No assigned worker week found. Like, I feel like I need to like DD Daniel Fresh. I have 8. And oh, they all have null start dates. Oh, this one, sorry, 2 of them have null start dates.
Oh, you know what? Well, if you're doing anything with weeks, one thing that is a gotcha in this code base
Mm-hmm.
is that the first week that exists for the engagement is the template week, which has no start date.
Okay, I don't think that's actually the
Okay.
problem. But, okay, so here's the deal. It says that I don't have a week found for date, user, and role. Back in here, I'm also just going to drop the user role. Okay, so this is the role ID. And Here's one for 8-4. Here's one for 8-4. Here's one for 8-5. 7/28. Start date 7/28. Start date 7/21. So these assigned worker weeks exist for this role and this week. Um, what am I trying to do here? Okay, I guess I need to. Okay, user, name and ID, role, name and ID. User ID ends in 9-3. John, does this look right to you? Like, I'm seeing this role right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the correct user ID. It's the correct role ID.
Uh-huh.
It's not the template. Or sorry, let me get this one. The correct user ID, correct role ID, not the template. It's for 2025-7/08 or 07/28 rather, right?
Mm-hmm.
And down here, it's telling me no assigned worker week found for date and user and role. The date is this date, the same date.
Mm-hmm.
These are the two IDs.
Can we like DD what we're getting at right before that error is thrown?
It's null. We're getting null.
I don't know. I don't immediately know. What is going on here?
Oh. Oh, hold on a second. Wait, you're right. Did I just... Did I just move that outside of the if somehow? Oh, if I did, that sucks so bad. Okay, it works. It works. Wow, that was a absolutely brutal moment.
I'm so glad you asked and that I actually spotted it.
Holy shit. Holy shit. Wow. Okay, cool. So that was probably
Was that you or was that Zed?
no, that was me. That doesn't even touch this one.
Shaking my fist at Zed anyways.
Yeah. Okay, that was crazy. So back to our test. All right. Okay, now I've got a bunch of assigned worker weeks or whatever. Okay, timesheet entry query. So this is what I expect to be seeing. What am I looking at right now? 65. Yeah. So this is the results, and we're getting a bunch of shit. Okay, cool. So now, for client, oh, and we're back. And this time, it's real. Okay, Daniel, project manager. Okay, so this is international shit again. So I'm just gonna remove all this international shit. Oh, and it's because of John D. Here, that's what it is. All right, fuck international. It's screwing everything up by being the default somehow. All right. So I should only see for glitch by Daniel. I should see 4 results, right? So I'm just going to say expect query results to have count four. And it passes. What is dumping? Cool. And then if I include query equals this glitch ID, Daniel ID, and this Jacob ID, or Jake ID, it should be 8. And then if I add for engagement, for roles, and this should be 4. Oh no, it says it should be 2. I don't know why. Two here, 2 here. Oh no, but it's only on glitch engagement 1. Right, that's right. Junior 1, senior 1. Daniel, Jake. Why is this only 2? Oh, this is not an ID. Now it's 4. Okay, so this is like a basic test of the thing. So that's gotten us to not 0. So now, how shall it behave?
Yeah, it's like the question is now like what are the weird states we can get into? Um, and I guess what do we want to make sure works? Um, so one of the obvious things is just like when when you have multiple filters applied and then you change the client, that's a uh, that's one like area of states to consider.
Mm-hmm.
What do we expect to happen?
Yeah, so I guess like I'm just gonna like make a new test method that's like weird states, right? So like here's an example, right? So we could have like for client glitch for users this, or like for roles, here we go. This is a better example. So like for users this Daniel ID, but then for roles, Jake Jr. 2 role ID, right? So this is an example of like I have one user selected and one role selected, but the role I have selected doesn't belong to the user I have selected.
Mm-hmm.
So like this is like an example of like a nonsense query, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess like I guess the question is like what nonsense queries should be allowed, or like what queries that will result in no results are legal.
Mm-hmm.
And if you get into an illegal query type of situation, what do we do? Like, this actually might be more of a UX question than a querying question.
Right. And well, and then obviously just making sure that the query matches whatever,
Whatever's in the UX.
Yeah.
Which I think it does. I think we're just like resetting the UX in certain situations. Like we're just resetting the filters in certain situations because they enter nonsense land.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. So then, yeah, what do you think is the preferred UX then? Or is the UX even meaningfully different from, I don't know, like, I think it might be helpful for us to just go back to the UI right now and see, like, is there something in the UI that we don't like?
I mean, this I don't like. Look, so I have Daniel Colburn selected here, right?
Yeah.
And then when I go to Bing, I now have John selected and Daniel not selected.
Because do you actually have timesheet entries on this?
No, but like,
Oh, you do.
oh, I do.
Oh,
But like,
oh, this is not even getting applied. Or just what's over here does not match what's actually in the query result.
Right, yeah, we're definitely in some sort of nonsense state here.
Okay.
So like, this is what I did manually, right? Okay, I'm gonna start over. So I'm gonna go to Yahoo.
Okay, so we're in trouble.
Well, yeah, I have something selected that's not. There's like a secret thing selected, right? So we have Jacob and John here. 2 things selected, right? And when I go to Yahoo, Jacob's now unselected and Daniel's selected.
Hmm.
So this is broken. So let's figure out what the hell's going on there. I guess we should. Cool. Thank you so much. So I have Jacob and John selected because they're the only ones who exist on Google. And when I go to Yahoo, do I still have Jacob and John selected? Is that what's going on here? I have Jacob and John selected, but Flux is confused and is selecting Daniel. Eight, 6, 4. Okay, why am I getting selected here? And then why is John still selected here? Now are all three selected? What the fuck's going on there? Alright, that's confusing. So, something very dark is going on there. This, okay, hold on. Now I'm confused. What the hell is timesheet entries here? This user current agent. So this is all the timesheet entries for the current agency.
Mm-hmm.
And then workers is all of the users from all of those timesheet entries. The roles is all of the roles from all of those timesheet entries.
Does it make sense? No, never mind.
Okay, this is where it gets tricky, right? So this is like the problem with filters, right?
Uh-huh.
Is like, or the problem with like filters that like auto update based on other applied filters, you know,
Mm-hmm.
is we kind of need to run the query twice.
Right.
We need to run the query once to detect all of the valid filters.
Mm-hmm.
And then we need to run it another time to get the results. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And so what's happening is when we're running the query differently for those two purposes. Where is clients? So we are, to get all of the valid workers, we're getting all of the workers from all of the timesheet entries on the agency.
Mm-hmm.
We're not filtering that by client.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas down here, the actual results we're filtering by client. So when I switch to Yahoo from Google, it's not.
Does it make sense? Tell me this is crazy, but like right now, the data that we're providing to be filtered is totally based on the client selected. And does it make sense to like load? I guess this might be like a terrible idea because this would be expensive for a big agency. But like, could you load all the data you wanted and then just like only show? So like, in other words, load all the users, load all the roles, but then like only show the stuff that's relevant in the UI. Does that make sense? It's like right now, it's not like we're only loading. I guess we are loading all timesheet entries.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I take it back. Sorry.
I'm suggesting we should stop doing that, though. I think.
Yeah, yeah, that's fair.
Because we're getting users that aren't on the client
Yeah,
in the checkboxes, right?
yeah.
In fact, man, this is really hard to reason about. I
We
wish we
need to
hadn't used all of our brains
do
getting
we
here.
need to well we could also say to be continued.
Yeah,
We could also bust out into whimsical and close the code editor.
that might be the move because I'm like fairly confused about what we want, but also what we're getting. So let's do that. Let's close this. Let's wireframe. Um, can you drive wireframing?
I can.
Just so I
Uh,
can stop interacting with the computer for a second and just think.
I'm not that comfortable in um whimsical, so I'm gonna use Figma.
Yeah, use whatever you'd like.
How about that?
We'll see. I'm still connecting. Oh, there we go. We're here.
I'm still
All right, so we're in FigJam.
flowchart. It's generating me a flowchart.
Oh, look at that.
How about that? All right. So I actually don't even know where we're starting. So um we need well, are we assuming that we're starting with an initial query? I guess that like we have to start with some initial query, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's a reasonable place to start.
Which I think is just all timesheet entries on the current agency, right?
But that could potentially be that could potentially be like tens of thousands of things.
Yeah, well, we assume we're like paginating or something. Oh, right,
Okay.
right. But we need to get all the users and stuff.
So, but also the way you set it up, which I think is reasonable, is that we have a client selected, right? Like when you first load the page, you have a client
Yeah, we
selected.
select the first client first.
So like the initial, our starting point is all timesheet entries for first client, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which should be substantially less expensive than the alternatives.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then along with that, we're going to need all users for timesheet entries, right?
Mm-hmm.
As well as all roles for timesheet entries.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that is, I mean, and then I guess it's a given that this is, well, so really this is downstream of, oops, this is downstream of select first client,
Mm-hmm.
right? Um, so but actually, sorry, no, there's an intermediary step here because these things are not just derived from the client, are they? Oh no, because I guess we also, that's fine.
No,
Okay,
they're
we also
derived
just,
right now. They're derived from the timesheet entries.
right,
So
all
if a user
engagements.
has not logged any timesheet entries, they don't show up in the filters right now.
Yeah. Um, and we could theoretically do like something, can I not add a comment to this? It's like, we could theoretically do something smart here about selecting a client who has selecting the first client who has uninvoiced timesheet entries. Like we're not just like snagging
Yeah,
a,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, that just popped into my head. I wanted to document it. Okay, so we do all of this. It seems like then, like, if you change the client, we want to rerun this whole thing, right?
Mm-hmm. So this is just how this is how you figure out the options for the filters.
Uh-huh.
And so then the question is like, what do we do with like selected filters when that happens?
Yeah. And so I just want to say like the red will be a user action. User changes client. We need to go all the way back to here, right?
Mm-hmm. So just change this to like selected client.
Right, yes. Okay. That seems to make sense. Um,
So then if I have selected a user, so let's say like the sad path is like if I have selected a user and deselected another user,
mhm.
and then I switch to a new client, which also contains just those two users, right?
Uh-huh.
Like, say Yahoo and Google have the exact same two users on them, and I select Jacob and I deselect John,
Yeah.
and then I switch clients. Ideally, Jacob would still be selected and John would still be deselected.
Sure.
But
But I think also like in IRL, like I'm trying to think of the use case when I would do that. I guess I might do that. But like that's not like a common workflow for what I'm doing on that page, you
mm-hmm,
know? So like if that just like reselects everybody,
mm-hmm,
I'm not crying over that.
mm-hmm. Um, and so I guess the thing that you probably were bringing up initially, the thing you were experiencing, so that's like supposed to be what's happening right now. It seems
Okay.
like in certain cases it's not happening,
Yeah.
but we can figure that out. So, but yeah, what's supposed to be happening is basically like we reset the filters to default, right?
Yeah. So
Then
and then my other question is like, if, uh,
right, so then date is different because date doesn't have options that are created by the query.
right. And so I think like what's happening right now is like, uh,
It's resetting all the filters, including dates.
when I set dates, uh, I guess and right now this goes like set dates to null, right?
Yes.
Basically. And so then if you change the client, we come back here and just like get to a clean slate again.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you do this and then that, okay, yeah, we get back to here no matter what. I think like the common workflow for me is that I'm sending invoices from that page, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I go in
So
there
you
and
want
I'm
to have
like,
a set of dates selected and then bounce through different clients.
exactly.
So if you just grab this and pull it over here,
Yeah.
does that like we don't set dates in this initialize function.
Hmm.
Sorry, I'm just
And
gonna.
let me just say also like that just to be like super clear, this is like mount, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the only time we ever set dates to null is on mount.
Yeah, here I'm just gonna just for sanity, I'm just gonna like pull this and this up here.
Sure. I do think um I do think that if yeah, I do think the little pills to show how it's currently filtered would be really nice
Yes.
because it's easy to imagine getting into a state where you're like, I set dates and then I switched over to this old engagement and I'm like, why are there no timesheet entry? To like
Mm-hmm.
make it really clear to them, like, look, you are currently filtered on dates.
Right. Totally.
Okay, what are the other weirdnesses? What do you not like right now? Or like what appears broken?
I think that the roles selector is nonsense, kind of.
Yeah, I'm not sure we need it.
I
Could we
think we
just
only care about engagements.
can we hide roles for now and like re-enable it if we need it?
Yeah, I think roles is kind of a proxy for engagements.
Yeah, it also is part of what creates a lot of some weirdness with like we have the role of senior developer on like every engagement, you
Exactly.
know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I don't use it like that because I'm always just like selecting a bunch of stuff for invoices.
Right.
Yeah. I get filtering by people because also like it is nice to be able like right now something I do is like when I'm paying Jacob,
Mm-hmm.
I like go to that page and just like select all the Jacob stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I like filter down by Jacob and then look at it. That's another annoying thing is that right now, this is a side issue, but maybe if it makes sense to solve it right now, we could, is like you are not able to get into a state where, let me say that not as a double negative. uh, you have to have a client selected. And so if I just want to say, show me everything Jacob has done this month,
Mm-hmm.
I have to flip through multiple clients and then reselect Jacob every time.
Right. The reason we did that was because of roles. So I don't know if you remember this refactor that we did, but basically it sucked
Oh,
because
yeah,
we
right,
had
right,
like
right.
5 copies of senior developer and
Okay,
no roles.
so kill roles, and make it so that I mean, it does mean that this initial query is going to be big and fat. Oh no, not necessarily, because you actually still
You can
could.
still have a client selected by default.
Right. And then that makes the page load faster, but you can deselect the client
Well,
and
so
see
the page load speed doesn't have to be a problem, I think.
because you could use pagination.
Well, so yeah, it's like, okay, so what's slow, right? Um, Obviously, like loading every timesheet entry onto the page, if there are 100,000 of them, would be slow. So that can be solved with pagination, right?
Yeah.
But then there's also like, okay, well, we have to do like a full one or multiple full table scans to get like all of the potential users and potential.
No, I think we don't care anymore. I think because the I think part of the big thing is that like we didn't part of the reason why we didn't want to do it, like you said, is because we were showing all these roles and it looked really bad.
Mm-hmm.
If you kill roles, couldn't you just be like, whatever, load everything, it's paginated. Here's all the users. And if you have a client selected, you have an option to select their engagements. Does that make sense? So by default, you just see everything paginated, and you have a way to filter by date, user, or client.
Right, but do we see every single user in Kapow?
I think we see all the users in your agency. Yeah.
Okay, even if we have a client selected that these users aren't on.
But I think once you select a client, it does filter users, and then it also shows you engagements.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I don't know. Is that crazy?
No, it's not crazy.
Hold on, let me duplicate. Let's just try something real quick. So mount is just like, you know, no selected client. And so we get all timesheet entries, which means we get all users. Actually, this wouldn't even change. You'd still only load people who have timesheet entries, and you'd still, but you won't. And we'll just say engagements is hidden unless we have a selected client.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then dates are what they are. Um, if you have a client, you get this. Um, roles are gone. And then oh, okay, right. And then yeah, and then if user changes client, uh we go back to here and filter down the users and show. We refilter the users and we show the client engagements. And none of that has any effect on dates. Is that, I don't know. What is that? How does that strike you?
Um, so okay, so what happened? So I guess the part that's confusing is not this part because so far the only thing that we're changing is the client.
Hmm.
So what happens if I select a user now?
Okay. Um, Okay, user, and I guess, well, let's also say, all are selected,
Mm-hmm.
um, which is also true here.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good passive voice for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
User selects user.
really what this is like user deselects user, right?
Yeah, I mean, functionally it's the same thing, but yes.
Okay.
User selects one but not all users.
Okay. Oops. All right, so what do we want to happen here? We we don't need uh we don't need to like fresh we don't need a new query.
Well, so like this is where the query diverts, right? We don't need a new query for filter options, right? Like the query for which options exist in the filters stays the same.
Yeah.
But now the query for the actual results is different than the query for the filter options.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like, this is the thing I was trying to solve for before with the like custom query object,
Yeah.
was like having two separate queries, one which had the filters applied and one which was generating the filter options from the query without applying the filters.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so can we say like selecting any option except for client? Like client is the only option that affects which options are available.
The client is the only option that affects what other options are available.
Yeah.
I don't see a problem with it. What does that get us?
It's just like conceptual simplicity, right?
Sure.
Um, because so like the inverse of that is like the Zappos situation, right? Where if I like select, Adidas and under $50, now all of a sudden like purple disappears from the color list
Mm-hmm.
because the intersection of Adidas under $50 and purple doesn't exist, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So in theory, there's a world where like if you set the right dates and users, certain engagements disappear.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you set the right dates and engagements, certain users disappear.
Right.
Um,
And we want to err on the side of keep showing them, even if like toggling them does nothing.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I'm fine with that.
And it removes a little bit of usefulness of like discovering, like being able to tell at a glance, like, oh, this user doesn't have any qualifying timesheet entries.
Mm. And then changing client only thing that sets what other options are visible.
Yeah, only thing that modifies filter options, let's say.
Okay. Let me do this and this. That modifies filter options. By default, load all timesheet entries and paginate, which means we have a state of no, I'm sorry. Select a client. Well, we already are basically doing this.
Mm-hmm.
You can deselect the client and have a uh, state with no client selected. Probably paginate results. Pagination and filters. We're getting into the scary stuff.
Yeah, it's fine. It's only scary if you're committed to having only one query. If you just like bite the bullet and say we have two queries, it's fine.
Great.
You have one that like gets you the results. That one is paginated.
Yeah.
Then you have another one that gets you the filter options. That one's not paginated.
Okay. Start a mind map.
Well,
Oh, hey, hold on. There's a sparkly feature.
oh,
Oh, make new ideas. I hate AI so much.
Hey, have you thought about making some new ideas?
Implement a feature to save filter options for each client.
This is
Introduce.
actually probably the worst result of AI is that ideas are now something that you make.
Yeah, that's right. And rather than them being something that the universe just gives you.
Yeah, that you just like encounter,
Yeah.
right? That ideas occurring to people is a thing of the past.
Hmm.
Ideas are now constructed in a lab.
They're constructed from math.
They're constructed from tokenized words. Honestly, I guess Bertrand Russell was right.
There is one good idea here. There's only one good idea on this list.
Only one good idea has been made.
Oh, this is good.
Oh, this is good. I like
you can
this.
delete the lines, but you can't delete the stuff.
You can't delete the ideas. They've already been made.
Yeah. Here, let's see if we can spawn off of this. Make
new
ideas. More ideas.
More ideas, please.
Include a quick implement AI suggestions based on past interaction.
This is how they take over the world. It's ideas. It's AI making ideas to tell us to use
Fractal.
AI to make more ideas.
Oh no. All right, delete.
Dude, 2023 was the year of insights. 2025 is the year of ideas.
We just can't stop ideating.
Yeah, one thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna ideate until the fucking sun melts the earth.
Ideate is another one of those dumb guy words that people use to sound smart.
Yeah. Well, you gotta ideate before you innovate.
That's right.
And you gotta hang before you hang.
Folks, it's very hard for me to believe that anyone's still watching this stream, but in case anyone does, I just want you to know a really valuable piece of wisdom that we just stumbled upon is that you've got to hang before you angle.
Yeah, you cannot angle without hangle.
You got to hangle first and for maybe a whole year, and
Yeah.
then you can start
If
angling.
you hang for a year, you can hang.
Yeah, that's fine. You meet a guy, and on day 2, he starts angling.
Yeah, you can't angle on day 2.
You say, we haven't even hung yet.
Yeah. You are at least 363 days away from angling.
If we haven't hung, how could we ung?
Exactly. Yeah, and honestly, like, people are always like, Daniel, tell me the secrets to your success. How do you have this life of luxury?
Mm.
How do you have 24 cans of seltzer per week enter your home? And I say it's because I hung.
Yeah.
I hung for years and then I hung.
You said because those were worth, it was worth $40 for me to get that on GoPuff. And
But
it was worth
$40 for them to deliver it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to implement this or save this for another day?
Oh, certainly not. Yeah. I
Great.
do want to see if Figma has any ideas about the $40 thing.
Oh, yeah. Here, maybe we could ask ChatGPT. Someone said to me, you must hang before you angle. What did they mean? the phrase "you must hang before you angle."
In
Um,
rock climbing and bouldering.
mm, there's no chance that that's right.
Don't rush into an angle until you're properly positioned. That's not wrong.
Yeah, that's true. Hmm.
Yeah.
What are some other climbing metaphors that could help me with
Network.
B2B SaaS sales?
Trust your feet. Place good protection.
Hello. Riskier
Don't
territory.
overgrip.
Hey, yo. Stay on belay. Commit to the move. The crux is coming.
The crux is coming. Hey, yo.
Sometimes you have to down climb to go up. Now that's good. I like that.
If you're stuck, don't force it. Revisit discovery, loop back to an earlier pain point, or downscope the deal to rebuild momentum. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, what about B2B SaaS metaphors that might help me with climbing?
Oh, there we go.
You've taken it and you've turned it. Wow, it's really thinking about this one.
Yeah, this is, I think I broke it.
Now
Now
that's a
that's a
killer
killer
inversion.
inversion.
Always be qualifying, always be evaluating your route.
Hmm.
Know your ICP. Champion enablement. What the hell is a sales stack?
You got to get your sales
God,
stack.
this makes
You
me
got
want
your
to kill
tools, you got
myself.
your sequences, you get your funnels.
Oh, that's brutal.
Um,
Don't chase every lead. Don't chase every route.
I just want you to see Tim Ferriss recent activities, Pink Floyd production history, a
Did you
fantasy.
see lightning rod painting?
That was a thing for the game. Spatial learning styles.
Dog growth estimate.
This is what I was like. If a dog is 18 pounds at 6 months,
If a
how
train leaves
likely?
New York traveling west, carrying a dog.
Uh, this is not this. They misunderstood me on this one. I was asking them. I said, "What is literally inside of a vacuum when it's just empty space?" And it said, "Here's what in a vacuum means." It's not quite.
Yeah, it's getting worse.
Yeah. And then we get to hot
Hot
tub
tub
rash
ration
advice.
advice.
Bromine allergic reaction.
SQLite license blessing. French
And then,
Legion in Djibouti.
if you can't tell, I watched a movie between when we talked earlier and now, and it was about the French Legion in Djibouti.
Dude,
Bro, I gotta get off this app.
this is not a good app. This is not good for you.
This is really bad.
Hot tub rash.
Perhaps beginner betting guide. Oh God. Yeah, this is not good. Uh,
This is very funny.
yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. French
Right.
Legion in Djibouti, SQLite license blessing, hot tub rash advice, dog growth estimate, craps beginner betting advice.
Not the behavior of a person who is well.
This man is unwell.
All right. Let's wrap it up.
All right, yeah, get out of here.
Cool.
Well, this has been a blast.
Yeah, we'll do it again.
All right, we'll be seeing you.
All right, talk soon.